an interest in the sport of football to come in, sit down with me, tell me what you think I need to do differently. And I just need to sit down with people who understand the sport and have a discussion with them. Take some advice, some might make sense, some might not make sense. But I'm prepared to listen to people who have an interest, who have the knowledge, and then we can see what the new year has to offer.
I thought that the Jamaica men's national team would have been in a better position. But based on the recent display in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, it is obvious that Jamaica is way behind. And today on Premier 7, I want to bring across a very important recommendation for President Michael Ricketts. It is Jamaica recommended Uncapped 11 who could transform the Reggae Boyz before World Cup Qualifiers in 2025. 2020 was the year President Michael Ricketts made it be known that whichever persons have a genuine interest and who understand the game of football could come to him and have a discussion and see how well the Jamaica men's national team and beyond could improve. But I think that there were certain things that have improved, but the Jamaica football that we're seeing here is still lagging behind. And it is a very high concern that if things continues, the Jamaica men's national team will not book it to the World Cup in 2026. So today's topic is all about Jamaica recommended Uncapped 11 who could transform the Reggae Boyz before World Cup qualifiers in 2025. World Cup qualifiers will return in September, and we have to improve going forward. And as the fans you are, I have suggested something by way of a question, and you guys really and truly interacted. The question of concern was, do you think the Jamaica men's national team needs more talents before World Cup qualifiers 2025? 100 votes in 2 hours. 90% stated yes, 8% stated no, and just 2% say not sure. For the persons who say no, I think it's because of how you're feeling right now, because it is obvious that the national team needs a lot more improvement. And to me, it is just two things that will happen. Coach McLaren will stay or he will go. Him staying, the recommendation is get him some players who can improve his system because there's a system, but it is not effective. And they more so can help him over the line, for which they should. The other thing is that if he's sacked, he should go with his coaching staff, getting a tactician who will recruit his own team, and also by way of having these persons in, then it will not be a coach that you bring in JFF that will be a financial constraint, but can help Jamaica make it to the World Cup and play better football going forward. So, I mean, people, before I even show you the players that I think would be good options for the national team, for which I believe some of them you would have known already, I just want to say that you're seeing at the top of the screen. Premier 7 have 2016 subscribers. So if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, you know what to do. Share the contents with others so that they can become engaged. Drop your comments as well, drop your likes so that YouTube can help this video to go all the way. So the thing is, my aim is to reach 3,000 subscribers before the end of July because today is the 3rd. All right, so my formation of preference is the 4-4-2 formation. And why did I choose this? Why didn't I go for the 4-2-3-1? Why didn't I go for something else? It was because of the players who I think Jamaica should go for or can go for. That is the best positions that majority of them plays. So on screen are a lot that you would have known before. So you're seeing Boyce Clark, Aarons, Godfrey, Kelly, Mitchell, Greenwood, Johnson. That should be Johnson from Netherlands. That is Baker, McNeil, Campbell, and Archer. Now, for me personally, let's start off with the goalkeeper in a Boyce Clark. Boyce Clark has not hit his peak age as yet, so he would have to improve. But he's known for being a goalkeeper who have good stop shots technique, a player who is huge in figure, a player who believes in himself, a player who would love to be playing at the highest level. He's not in the best of the best leagues right now. However, with the right coaching, with the best system, then he will leave from his current club. I think he's still at Readings, or he may be without a club. So if he's without a club, he needs to find himself a club. And from that point, he can see himself getting in the groove to play for a better club. All right. And it is obvious that one of these days, our main goalkeeper in an Andre Blake will hang up his shoes. And for Boyce Clark, who already have the Jamaica badge beside him, it is for him to decide if he really and truly wishes for such opportunity to be thrown aside. So for me, he could be the long-term option, and I believe that you guys more so would suggest that he could be such as well. Now, Max Aaron that you're seeing here is one of those players who a lot of you guys have been talking about for years. And for me, it was more so a Dujan Sterling. But the reason for bringing in a Max Aaron is because he possesses a better balance than a Dujan Sterling. I think he's now on loan to Rangers. So, the long term injury for Dujan Sterling put him sidelines, and to bring in a Max Aaron's, it is an upgrade because Dujan Sterling, even though he have what would I say now, a better defensive capabilities, attacking wise, he may not be the answer compared to a Max Aaron's, who is more versatile and balanced in terms of what Jamaica could be looking for. And he's a very sharp player who I think you guys would have seen him playing in the Premier League before, and not only in the Premier League, but also for Valencia. So, I mean, it is more so a known brainer because this guy has been improving as his game goes along. And this guy with his experience more than Dujan Sterling, I think he's even more trusted attacking wise, and he will be that man who will be given the main spot ahead of Lemby Kisa. So for me personally, this guy has to be the man in a Max Aaron's who can help Jamaica to go forward because Latibodier, to me, is not the answer at right back. No, centre back, you are seeing the man himself, Ben Godfrey. I mean, when we recruited Mason Holgate, I wasn't sure if he was the proper option, but you see for yourself that Mason Holgate has improved the national team. He looks quite steady. He looks more relaxed. He looks like he has a sense of identity on the pitch. And Ben Godfrey, I think he is an upgrade and even a Mason Holgate. Not to say that he should dislodge Mason Holgate from his spot, but this guy was a former Evertonian player, and he was a better profile player than a Mason Holgate. This guy have a vast amount of experience. He plays in the Serie A now, and not only knowing that he was only an Evertonian, but he's now playing in a different division, and it shows that this guy is able to mature and to adapt to different conditions, knowing that Italy in the past could be now produces some excellent defenders, the Maldinis, which many persons would say he was or still is the greatest defender of all time. So with this guy, I think that Godfrey, that is, I believe that he would adapt to the national system faster than many. He is a good reader of the ball. He has some good slide tackles. He's a biter. He's an aggressor. And I think that he will help Jamaica to have that balance in regards to whether or not they can play high line or low blocks. I think he will adapt quite well because this guy offers speeds, recovery, and physicality that Jamaica lacks in many instances. No, maybe you guys haven't heard much about this guy in a Lloyd Kelly, who currently plays for Juventus, and I think you guys would have seen him play in the Club World Cup, and he looks quite impressive. I mean, this guy did not only play for Juventus right off the bat, he used to play for Newcastle in the Premier League. Maybe he never knew or he wasn't around the time when Isaac Hayden was there, but another player from Newcastle who moved on to play in Serie A. Not to say anyone else from Newcastle who is of Jamaican descent went to play in Serie A, but I'm showing you that this guy is also similar to a Ben Godfrey, who is mature enough to adapt to different situations and to adapt to different style of play in different leagues. This guy is left-footed. Ethan Pinnock is left-footed. I don't think Jamaica have a better option than an Ethan Pinnock. So this guy, as a backup, could be a starter as well, pushing him for the spot. Could be the other left-footed option that we have to play as a left-sided centre back. I don't wish to see Damian Lowe playing there, and I don't wish to see Richard King, Deshaun Bernard, or any other right-footed player being in that left centre back position. This man in a Lloyd Kelly, is the better option because I mean he have the potential to be better than who he is right now, even though his form isn't bad. He would bring even the experience from the Premier League to the national camp that will show us that, we can go places because having guys in the system who understand how to play against competitive oppositions or opponents, this guy already have the experience. And I think he, alongside a Ben Godfrey or a different partner, would help Jamaica to have that balance and that proper shape that could help us become better because he offers composure alongside the Ben Godfrey. So seeing that Jamaica backline is somewhat problematic since of recent times, these guys could absolutely contribute in the best way possible. Now, to the left-hand side, it is a no-brainer. Tariq Mitchell. Um, what can I say about this guy? Absolutely offers what Jamaica would need. A fighter, a tank, a player who knows how to read the game. Attacking wise, he's impressive. Defensively wise, he's absolutely a beast. There's nothing else that we could say about this player that you guys don't know because excellent in 1v1 situations. He would offer that positional security for Jamaica. We understand that Amara Bell is our best option above a Greg Lee, but the biting edge that these guys should have, I think it's a bit low class, but Tariq Mitchell would surely really improve the back line. He would be the main selection to take control of that left hand side because I mean this guy has been linked to even clubs in England to improve them, clubs in even in Spain. At Manchester United, they want him. At Atletico Madrid, they want him. So this guy is a proper profile player who I think is 25, 26. He have a lot more to offer to the game of football, and this is the man that Jamaica at least should go for to improve our defense line. A Premier League proven player, so why not go for him? He's actually at Crystal Palace, and he has been very much competitive against any opposition teams that he faced. Now in the midfield, let's talk about the youngster in a Johnson. As I've said before, that should have been the Netherlands sign, but I don't know how to change it. So Jamaica is not blessed with defensive midfielders. Rudolph Austin was the best option that we have in the past, who was naturally from Jamaica. We have Isaac Hayden, who we brought in, but the injury concern, and we know that a long time now. Without an Isaac Hayden, we don't have a proper player to fit there, and I wish not to see our John Russell or another 8 being played in that position. Let's be real. This guy is 18 years old or 19. This guy has won many trophies for Ajax at the youth level. He is a true defensive midfielder. He said it himself. And with him being realistic in that interview with Simon Preston, then you even saw it for yourself that this guy can be a good option. I was thinking that Brandon Cover was a better option in the past before I saw this guy. But when I do a check with him, with Brandon Cover on SofaScore, this guy is more experienced, and that is what we want. Don't look at his age because a lot of youngsters have stepped up to the plate and performed. The Kobe Mainos in the midfield. We talk about the young Brazilian who played for Real Madrid, score goals as well. We talk about Lamine Yamal. Who else can you put out there who's better than this guy right now? Who is absolutely, to me, top-notch, world-class for his age. So this guy could actually bring about the strength, the depth that Jamaica needs in the midfield to break up plays, to contribute to the team's progress, to split line, to break lines. This is what we're looking for. A youngster who is hungry for the game, a youngster who is hungry to represent Jamaica. And I think that this guy would be the man to be a long-term solution for the national team defensive midfield role. Lewis Baker, the man that we saw scored a screamer for Stoke City. He was listed in Jamaica's squad. I don't think he received his passport as yet, and if he does, what is happening? We are yet to see him representing Jamaica in the midfield, and I think that this guy should have been there from a long time ago. I think he was around the time when Mason Holgate was in the pipeline or was scouted as well, but nothing has materialized, and Jamaica is still lagging behind. Then again, if this guy was in the Gold Cup squad, then more than likely Jamaica would have won a few games and played better football, even in the Unity Cup, or to compare to be playing and improving on top of what we did in the Unity Cup. I mean, this guy, Lewis Baker, he offers tempers, he offers control. That is the key word. He's a key asset that will help Jamaica to improve. We have midfielders, but they're not all that in terms of being consistent. And I think with Lewis Baker experience for a stroke in the championship, a lot of games, being a captain as well, on times, this guy knows how to do his duty. Am I overrating the player? Absolutely not. You guys saw him for yourself. And I think this guy alongside, if Robert Morrison even is brought back into the national team, would provide that control and tempo and proper dictation as to how the team should progress. Now, to my right, you're seeing the man from Marseille, the same time that Lewis Baker was even recruited in the minds of players, or well, players in the national team or fans of the national team. Mason Greenwood is the main option that Jamaica should get. If we cannot get anyone else, we need a goal scorer, or let's say somebody who can play in different positions as a forward line player. Mason Greenwood is the man. Similar to a Max Aarons, a Tariq Mitchell, what can I say? This guy's a proven scorer. This guy has even broken records in France. Top goal scorer for Marseille. Come on, people. We would love to see a Mason Greenwood playing in the Jamaica men's national colors. And the thing is, this guy, I'm not sure if he's really pushing for the move. Maybe he wants to play for England, but I just cannot say he wants to play back for England because I don't have his mind, I don't have his brain, and sometimes the news that are being posted may not be true as to what persons would be saying about the player. But this guy have a potential to be world class. You have 2 foot that can cause any problems for any opposition defenders, goalkeepers, anyone that is playing against him. Very fast, very quick, very hands-on, knows how to get the game or take the game by the scruff of its neck and destroy any opposition. He went through his past trauma, but this guy has rediscovered his identity and has let persons know that, hey, this is Mason Greenwood. I was missing, and I am the man who can be the finished product for you if you bring me into your club or your country. And this is what Jamaica absolutely deserves to have. Now, I did a video on Dwight McNeil, and what can I say as well about him? Nothing much, but this guy is absolutely the one who can compete with Ronaldo Cephas, and I think he would have dislodged him. Not to say that Ronaldo Cephas would not get a run of games in the national team because he have his time when he performs, but we need a better player, we need an upgrade, and Dwight McNeil is a perfect option from the left-hand side who can make diagonal crosses, who can shoot, who can take set pieces, a complete player alongside or in the squad with the likes of Mason Greenwood and Mitchell, etc., could make Jamaica better. I mean, imagine you have a McNeil and a Tariq Mitchell playing on the same side. Chemistry is going to be there if we have a better coach, or the system that Coach McLaren imparts would be effective enough. If it is, then these two players would cause problems in CONCACAF and also in the World Cup qualifiers. We have a big pool of players, and we need to improve before World Cup qualifiers in September. People, smash a like on the video if you like the suggestion that you're seeing here. And of course, if you want to recommend something, then you know that Premier 7 doesn't have any issue to see you comment, because then again, we need these players. Michael Ricketts said it in 2020 that he would like a person to come on board and suggest. Did anything materialize? Slightly. We need more. Now, for the frontline people, it is Tyrese Campbell, a man in form at Stoke City, a man for a mission, a man who I think is better than who we currently have. This guy, he possesses the link-up plays properly. His pressing is absolutely key for his team in the championship, and I think he's better than Nicholson and even Ronaldo Cephas. Come on, people. We need a striker. This guy's left-footed. He knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. Mikel Antonio, not the best product in Jamaica's colours. You know, he has recovered from the past trauma, but not good enough to play for Jamaica at the highest level again. And I think nothing to stress about a Tyrese Campbell. Get him in and let the ball roll. And just the same thing I would say for a Cameron Archer. Remember, if we cannot get all of these players, we have to get in at least 4 or 5, and that would surely help Jamaica or put Jamaica in that position to make it to the World Cup. Cameron Archer, very fast, very quick, press resistance, have Premier League experience, a guy who's a sharp player who played well for England at the under 21 level. He have the moves, he have the instincts. People, I know that some persons will choose a Campbell, some will choose a Archer. We have to go for one, I think, so we have to go for the best one. But he's in the pool. He's a player who hasn't hit his peak as well. But I know for a fact that this guy's better than who we have as strikers. Better than Antonio right now, better than Shamar Nicholson, better than Borrell. So it has to be between a Archer or a Campbell. So people, I just have to do this video because President Michael Ricketts, he made his comments in 2020, and I wish to see more and more things being materialized. So people, what is your say on the topic of importance? Jamaica recommended Uncapped 11. Who could transform the Reggae Boyz before World Cup Qualifiers 2025? That is absolutely just around the corner in September.
Interest in the sport of football. To come in, sit down with me, tell me what you think I need to do differently. And I just need to sit down with people who understand the sport and have a discussion with them. Take some advice, some might make sense, some might not make sense. But I'm prepared to listen to people who have an interest, who have the knowledge, and then we can see what the new year has to offer.
All right, so people, it is for you to drop your comments, get this video out there. Hopefully it can even reach to the decks of the JFF, because I know there are persons who are behind the scenes getting the job done, doing what they can, but it has to be the main for JFF to get a few more players in to help Jamaica book their spot in the World Cup. So people, it is now my time to go. You drop your comments, and you know I'll reply, because Jamaica is the key. World Cup 2026 should be a here we come. Take care. Goodbye until we meet again.